No.
Ranae showed us her talents off the bat, off the bat. That's the beautiful voice of Darla Ranae. She came and showed us many other talents that she has. How you doing today, Darla?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. A little sleepy, but we're doing all right.
I'm all right. The weather is not very friendly to us today. Today is our first day of snow.
Yes.
Darla, for the people that does not know you, give us a brief explanation of who Darla is.
Who I am. I am a genuine soul, a free spirit, a free thinker. I'm unique. I stand out not because I'm trying, but because I genuinely am unique. It's something that I've always known about myself, and it's something that I embrace. I'm multi-talented, and I just can't be defined. I don't fit well into any box, and I don't appreciate anyone attempting to put me into what they think my identity is. So I think when I just see myself as an artist, I don't believe myself to be limited to any genre, any style, any box, any category. So I like to allow myself to express the newest iterations of myself organically.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
tell us how did music come about for you and what like I know you said you can't be defined and put in a box, but where did the love of music start for you?
It started in the church. It started I was less than a year old when I sung my first solo.
What?
My parents met and they connected through their love of music. And as I was in my earliest years, my dad was the piano player. My mother was the director of the choir. And they discovered that I could sing the songs that they were rehearsing with the choir. And my dad recorded it, and he still has it on tape, on cassette tape. But I grew up singing. I would sing duets with my brother when we were like 3 and 4. And then when I got a little older, I would sing trio with my mother and my sister. And then when I was about 12, 13, I started singing solos, like strictly for whatever reason. It just kind of happened that way.
Yeah, I see most people kind of start from church and would you say when was the first time you realized that okay, wow, I'm gonna take on music as something that I love doing and a career?
Well, I think the first performance I had, my mother was directing choir. This was a new state, though. We were in Philly at the time. And there was this song that my mom had me sing solo to. And everybody just like stood up and they celebrated and they were clapping. And it was the first time that I felt the magnetism of like that musical communication that people could understand and feel. And it stuck with me. It was a powerful experience for me. I think I touched this mic. Hopefully I didn't irritate it.
That's
Yeah.
that's nice. So coming from there, give me your first experience where you did music in a way that you like, wow, this is something I wanna do for the rest of my life.
It was early on. So we had, I grew up in a family where we moved around. My dad was in the military. But when we were in the state of Alabama, that's when I did, well, the first time I went into a studio, I was like 13 or 14. And my choir director he rearranged the school alma mater and sent us into the studio, and I enjoyed that experience. But the second time I was in the studio, it was for a Christmas album, and a very gifted producer writer named Kelvin Wooten. He's produced Jill Scott. He's worked with Tony. He's endlessly gifted. He had me in the studio doing ad lib, and there was a Christmas album. We did arrangements of songs, and I did Noel. And the style of the song, just his energy, for whatever reason, it was very neo soul. I felt myself come out in a way that I'd never heard myself before. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that feeling because we were creating in the moment. And I wasn't just singing, but he had me doing like vocal effects in the track, which I would have never thought to do. So that was really fun.
Give me the first difficult times you face in music and why.
When you say difficult, what do you mean?
Like your first, like, oh my God, this went horrible for me.
Oh, like a performance?
Yeah.
Oh, child. Let me see. Okay. I think the very first time I had an experience like this, I was singing trio with my mother and my sister, and we did this song called The Reason We Sing. And there was a part of the song where we would all kind of do different parts. And I sung at the wrong part. And I said, oops, right after. And I was so embarrassed. And my mom, she like schooled me after. She let me know that nobody out here knows what we're doing. If you fall out of what we rehearsed, just go with the flow. She taught me how to improv. My mother taught me how to make every song my own. She taught me how to put my own stamp on it. If I couldn't sing how the artist sung, sing how I sing. So that really, it was kind of one of those blunders that redirected me in a good way. Yeah.
Now, singing in different places. We're gonna come, since this is a short interview of Dallas. We're gonna do the full interview. Since, give me your experience in performing at other places versus here.
Oh, like other states, other cities?
Give me the pros and the cons.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't say that there's necessarily a pro and a con of Alaska versus Michigan or Philadelphia or Alabama, places that I've sung before, or California. It's about connection. That's what it's really all about. And I think people are people. If you are feeling what you're doing, you're connecting, you'll connect with them. I like the intimate feel. So I try to draw a connection with people. But first off, I have to feel it myself. And if I'm feeling it, I've never had an issue with people feeling it too. So
What are, yeah, like when it comes to like other states, like I feel like they have way more resources and places to go. Like in Alaska, how would like an R&B artist? Because when it comes to R&B, I don't get to hear very much. Like they don't, unless it's R&B live or classic events. Like what are some sources for R&B artists to do? Because I don't get to interview a lot of R&B artists. What are some other ways for them to?
like how to branch out, how to network, how to connect. I think I'm learning how to do that myself. I've kind of been wearing multiple hats in my life, but it has been a priority for me to start to do more of that, and I have formed connections. But it's kind of like a word of mouth thing. It's kind of like I'm using my social media, working on being super consistent with that, and maintaining connections locally. So if I've done work with you, if I've performed at your event, maintaining positive connections with people, showing up, being professional, being courteous, and as supportive as I can be of people and what they're doing, and just connecting with people who share a vision with me. Jasmine's been a really great person to collaborate with. Andrea with BBAD. Andrea, I'm giving her like an Andrea, but with BBAD, she's been a huge supporter of me. Um, and there's just several other different events we've done. So it's been a good run for me here,
Definitely.
I
I
would
see
say.
you done few R&B lives, right?
Yeah, a few, a lot.
Give me your experience of that and some of your favorites that you've seen.
I've had some pretty magical moments on stage. For me, I think my favorite thing is just improvisation. Whenever we get to a moment that's completely unplanned, that's where I come alive. I just every best moment I've had on stage has not been planned, has not been rehearsed, has not, like when I did Loving You for the first time, it hadn't even been rehearsed. It just we just brought it up on stage and that was it. And that's become something that I do almost in every performance I have now. But yeah, so I just love the free feeling of it, the creating on stage, creating with the crowd, doing stuff people love and connect to. Bringing back some of those songs that really touch us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Who are some? Do you know some other R&B artists here that you sing with that people should know about or go to their shows and
Oh gosh, now I'm starting to lose names.
put you on the spot now?
There's TJ. I'm glad I remember his name. He's a great
TJ. I know
young
TJ. Sing.
artist. Um,
You sing with the church, the choir.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But he's also done a few things with R&B Live and
Yeah.
done a few things. He was just singing at the NAACP event that was here recently.
Yes.
Um,
So that TJ.
Nina,
Nina.
yes,
Is that the
Nina
Asian?
Spite, young lady, she's incredible. Afe, she's more than an R&B artist. She's like an artist, period. But Afe, Finester,
Yeah, I heard that name. Finesta good. I like
yeah,
Finesta.
Dawn. She's an incredible soulful artist. Um, yeah,
Definitely.
those are a few names that come to mind.
I know
Yeah.
you also do. What are other things that you do that are not just singing? I know you do. You play the drum for us now. We don't know all the talents
Ah,
you have now.
yeah.
You
I
also.
like to dance. I teach Zumba. I've taught Zumba for almost 15 years. This coming year will be 15 years. So I do that. I do some shuffle, some step. I do West African, Pan African dance with Sankofa. Um, I'm a therapist. I'm a mama. um, and I stay busy. So, yeah, I wear a lot of different hats, and I'm just establishing my own business too. So, where I do coaching, mediation, and yeah, it's called Love Reborn LLC, and I'm doing coaching, providing doula services, as well as mediation and education, mental health education, and relationship education.
Why did you choose that route?
That's just something I'm passionate about, and I've been a licensed clinical social worker for a long time, a social worker for a long time, and I wanted to make the shift out of the medical model and into coaching. And so I've been really passionate about that for a long time. More
So
accessibility.
most of the time, the people that are here going into that type of route
Hmm.
have dealt with something in the past that they do not want other people to deal with.
Oh, well, yeah.
Is that part of your story, or how did that come about?
Um, I mean, for sure, I nobody comes through here unscathed. We've all had experiences. I think my main draw to it though is not even necessarily my personal experience, but my passion to see people whole and areas where I see gaps, like gaps in understanding, gaps in information, gaps in skills, like social skills, emotional regulation, just all kinds of things. So I have a passion for seeing people whole, and music is one of the ways that I do this. Art, as well as formally sitting down and going through the healing process with people. Yeah.
If you was given the chance to make change here in Alaska, what would be some things you change when it comes to community wise?
Mm. I would, I've been really passionate about bridging gaps, like cultural gaps. We tend to stay in our communities where we're most familiar culturally, where we share language, we share background. I would like to feel a more diasporic connection, in terms of the various, Sudanese, Gambian, Nigerian, the different African groups that we have who live here, different African immigrants. I've had a passion about understanding Polynesian culture. I just think it's a beautiful culture. I went to an event, Sankofa performed at an event a couple years ago. It was a Gambian. We had Gambian food, and that I'm still holding on to that memory. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The women received it so lovingly. But yeah, for me, I just want to see more BIPOC unity in this community. I would love to see that.
And you see, with a Gambian right here,
Right.
man. Now we're gonna have to make you some jollof rice on the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
do plan to bring jollof rice sometime.
do it. Let's do it.
So that will be a reignite of that.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
talking about that. The state also said, I read something that said the state wanted to have like some of the Somalian and Sudanese refugees that came here
Yeah.
to mix them with the native culture so they can learn each other's cultures. What are your
Yeah.
takes on that? And where
I
is
think
the
that's beautiful because, I mean, it just helps. And it's difficult. I mean, we obviously have to navigate some very practical challenges like language. Um, Living in Puerto Rico for 4 years, even though it's a U.S. Area, um, and most people speak English, there are real challenges trying to communicate with people who have different native languages. But I do believe that we live in a time right now where connection and community is more important than ever. And that's one of the things that makes people feel like they belong. And when you have people caring for you intentionally and reaching out to you, it makes you feel more rooted. And I think I would love to see people have that feeling. I would like to be a part of bringing that feeling.
Let me ask you another question. This might be a little bit off of that, but it's something I always wanted to know. That you said you lived in Puerto Rico for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Tell me, because now I see a lot of people, like especially African American culture. Ghana have opened to give citizenship to some of them, and it's a beautiful thing. Most of them are enjoying it, but I see some of them that also say the cultural difference is like a little bit different, feeling like they belong there. How was it for you when you stayed in Puerto Rico, knowing that you're an American, you as an American?
Right.
Did you How was it coping with the people, and did you feel like they accepted you fully and you understood? How was that for you?
Yeah, I mean there were some challenges. I think Puerto Rico is depending on like where you live in Puerto Rico, it depends because there's like the city feeling, and in the city everything is super fast paced, and it's similar energetically to like the East Coast in New York or something, where people can be a lot less patient. Um, in my experience culturally, I didn't live in an area of town where there were a lot of Black people. Um, and so there were a few like people who like extendedly looked at me like, you know, but there's places in Puerto Rico where people look like me. And but really across the whole island, I experienced people embracing their indigenous and African roots. They celebrate that in Puerto Rico. They're people who are super passionate about music. They're super passionate about life and living. They love babies. They love children. They're accommodating and supportive of like family. They go all out. Like they take baby and child birthdays and graduations seriously. And there are people who really love to live. Like they love to spend time celebrating. They know how to really savor life. So I fully connected to that. And going outside and randomly hearing music, I was in heaven. Definitely. So yeah, I was in heaven.
Do you feel like that's what America lacks in a way?
Oh
in
man.
The cultural department, if we had many cultures.
If you just drive down a street or you go to an urbanization in Puerto Rico, the houses are colorful. Just the houses tell you a lot about how we live. Here, everything is bland and most things look the same. There, I've seen an entire orange house. Orange.
Everything orange.
You know,
Yes.
a purple house.
Yes. I think as in third world countries, even though Puerto Rico is not a third world country, but the cultural ways and how people might move with the other Spanish things, you can tell people places with culture. Like let's say for example, I walk around here. I can walk around freely in my dashiki, and I will go to a store and I see a Samoan meal in a wrap. But if we seen an African American do the same thing, we might classify them as something else.
Yeah, I mean that sounds kind of like the diasporic issues that I think that melanated people have, and I think that a lot of that is some of the kind of the white supremacist illusion that we hold on to, where we have negative ideas that go in both directions, that we assume that people are ignorant or unaware, that they don't have wealth and riches and like a rich offering to give because of the narrative that we've been given. And this is why it takes personal experience, because when you go off of a narrative, it demonstrates ignorance, you know? And we all have to kind of get over some stuff in order to build connection. Yeah.
Definitely. I agree in that. I think it's lack of understanding and lack of teaching.
I didn't hear nothing good about Africa growing up. Not a thing. I don't remember ever hearing a positive, not from the world, not from society. Now,
what they show on
at all, at all. Everything demonstrated lack, not wealth, not rich culture, lack. That's the narrative that I think Black Americans get from the Western Eurocentric view. And I think it's a negative message on both sides. And that's something that I'm super passionate about. But I have a cousin, a distant cousin, who discovered that my great great grandparents were born in Ghana. So I have ancestry in Africa that's not far back, you know, and I was grateful to discover that. But I got a personal and communal message about Africa that was rooted in pride, but still not educated. There was a pride that motherland is home, that those are our people, we are them. I got a lot of that messaging, but that did not come from society. That came from my family and my community. Yeah.
Definitely. I think if we had those classes or schools that really taught those, because growing up, I grew up in a different type of system. We had classes I went to school in Africa for majority of my schooling, and classes that we were taught and the history that we were taught is kind of so different from what we're taught here.
Yeah.
Even there, like when it comes to like touching on slavery, we touched on it on our younger basis, but growing up to mostly, it don't show very much in the books, and that's controlled by white men. People
Sure.
too. I could understand that being going. So that is something. That's why I would like preaching culture and
Yeah. I mean, if we want to be educated, we must educate ourselves. If we're looking for the education to come from the outside, it's not coming. And if you've been given, if you're going on the classic story you were offered, it's propaganda. Period.
definitely. I'm talking about the Africa air. Never seen a good thing in Africa. It's crazy because I remember sitting on TV and watching the same shows you're watching. Like, damn,
Right.
these people are struggling.
Right.
Even though we have our own struggles
Right.
in our places,
Yeah.
but we are looking at that like, damn,
Right,
where's this country
exactly.
at?
And I mean, this is like a whole other topic that I don't want to go crazy on because it's like one of my soapboxes. But a lot of that is rooted in a form of white supremacy. That's a white savior narrative that charitable organizations paint a picture to get funds about certain places. But some of these same organizations aren't doing any systemic work to unravel why these countries have been ravaged the way they are. Because if you start following the money, you'll realize who's at the bottom of it. There's a lot of people siphoning and taking.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Even lately, about a year or two ago, Burkina Faso
Yeah.
decided to part ways
Mm-hmm.
with France and say that we are no
Right.
longer taking those. And
Mm-hmm.
when that is happening, is even the last one of the last coups that they have to assassinate him
Mm-hmm.
had French people there, and
Mm.
which is other triggered in other African countries
Yeah.
because the corruption is in Africa too. We
Sorry.
have our own, but
Yeah.
ours is so it's not well hidden as
Mm.
how the Western world is like
Yeah.
hiding it on the underground.
Oh man.
So that's
I think we're finally in an era where people, cause see, and I'm gonna kind of tie this back into art because artists have always told the truth. Always.
definitely.
So if you look at, we're celebrating reggae a few months ago. You think about Bob Marley, you think about art forms like hip hop, the origins of it. They were telling a story, blues, jazz. They've always told a story about people's lived experience. And the reality is, power differentials have always been abusive of everyday people, and the countries that love war, the wealthy send people to war and the poor end up fighting in wars to support a wealthy oligarch corporation. It's the same thing. It's Michael Jackson has talked about this. I mean, I was just thinking, listening to Earth Song the other day. I mean, if you start to follow the money and you think about Marvin Gaye, he said, what's going on in the 1970s? You think about James Brown, so many of our artists have always stayed true to this message. And the message has always been about liberation. Hip hop artists, I'm thinking about Lupe Fiasco. I'm thinking about, they have always told a story about what is happening. On the picture, on the brochure, everybody's, la 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 holding hands, but this is what's happening under the surface. People are making money off of illness, off of sending people to prison, off of this is what art does. We tell these stories and we find a way to laugh and dance despite all the bullshit. That's what we do. So I'm proud to be a part of this tradition. And it's not just something that I'm talking about, it's the way that I live my life. I'm truly working to help people heal through this mess. So I'm super proud to be an artist. While I'm in this space, I just want to call out D'Angelo and what he's represented. My heart is still in a space of grief as I reflect on him, as I reflect on Angie Stone. So many of our artists have lived challenged lives. I think about Prince, someone who inspired D'Angelo in a major way, and what he taught us about owning your own art and about what industry has done to bastardize creativity. For me, something that I was just thinking about the other day is that for me, music is is about performance. It's about entertaining the people. But really and truly, it's not a game. Like this is something that I go into with a clear intention, and it's to open up people's hearts. It's to spread a sense of consciousness of getting back into your body, because so many of us are in a state of anxiety, grief, where we're constantly looking for ways to escape, whether it's through drugs, whether it's through sex and money and all of these things, because people are suffering. And art is something that brings us back to our bodies. You start to hear those rhythms and feel those rhythms, hear those melodies, feel the rhythms, and all of a sudden you're back. You're back in your body, and music makes you want to live. Art makes you want to live. And for me, every time I open my mouth, every time I feel rhythms, I feel alive. And I know that this is why I was born. And nobody, like, no matter what I do in my art, whatever I do in music, I know I was born for this. Period. Because it's God given. Nobody gave it to me. It's God given. It's a gift. I know I'm meant to use it. And as long as I'm here, I will.
Now,
So,
being a coach, how would you advise some people to find something that they're great at? How that they don't know?
oh man, I think that people discount their own knowledge and their own awareness, because what you're good at, you've heard your whole life. It's just that you might not validate it. Now, you might be affirmed for how you look. There are people who every time they come into a space, they are so well put together, it just resonates. There are some people who they're super organized, they're super arranged, like detailed. My daughter's extremely good at that. Everything can be a gift. So when it comes to you and what you know about yourself, everybody has magic. The key is ease for me. Music is something that I breathe. It is something that I do without effort. And everybody has a gift that is so easy to them. It's like a no-brainer, right? And for me, I think a lot of gifts function in that capacity. There's something that you also love and that you would do for free. It's about following your passion. You might love organizing. You might love putting events together. You might love being a space that people come and gather and have amazing moments. I think it's important not to discount whatever you're good at. And that's what we do in this capitalist program. We're constantly looking for money, and we devalue oftentimes our gifts because we don't think they're marketable. Everything you do, you can be paid for. You know, my mom always told me that your gifts will make room for you. And I believe it. And I'm at this point in my life at 42, I'm beginning to fully walk into that. So, yeah, explore yourself and get to know yourself, and do not discount your gifts, because we've all got them. Yeah.
Those those are those are very powerful words from Darla right here. We didn't. Ranae, we might have to do this very more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
So tell us, man, you didn't. I ain't even want to bring Darla back. Darla done gave us so much motivation. I might have to keep the next one for the next show. Y'all let me know if we should bring Darla on. Darla get her own segment on the show.
Yeah.
Darla, you would do your own segment under the.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm really good at talking. I could talk now. You might have to tell me to shut up.
No. I'm sitting here. You sitting here like.
I could talk.
We came for rehearsals, but now we didn't give a lecture, man. The Dallas they gave us a lecture. Damn, we owe Dallas some money for this.
Hey, you know, I need to have an hourly fee. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We got some pointers. Things that people need to hear.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what's up.
Sometimes it's not even about color. You can't put pain as a color.
Right. No.
Because we all go through it as a human race.
Absolutely.
Poverty, middle class, high class.
Period.
Shit to superior level, and then on and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We all live, bleed, and breathe the same.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Darla is gonna be performing this weekend. Darla, what should we expect from Darla Ranae, the great
Um.
man?
Oh
Now,
man.
last time you sang at the David Banner, I
Oh
was there
yeah.
hosting, running around
Yes.
like a gangster. So you started
Yes.
singing, and I started crying.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, "What is going on, man? This lady is singing and making me cry over here, man." Fix yourself up. Fix yourself up. So
Oh
what
man.
what type of what is your favorite genre?
Oh my gosh. That's so
I
hard.
know you say we should not
That is
watch it
not
in the middle.
fair.
Now I feel like you watch you seen my interviews before. You
I
seen
haven't.
you haven't? Because when you started, I was kind of scared. I was like, oh, have Dana watched some of my interviews and how I be conducted interviews? Because sometimes when I start talking about the hip hop people, and the scene, it's crazy, and the promoters too will be like, yeah.
Oh.
But Dala, you give me like a happy soul. You like if you like if you was back in the day, you would be part of the prophets. And
Yeah. Yeah.
like so I could not give that type of interview. But if I was gonna ask you who's your favorite
Oh my
uh,
God.
three artists in the whole state, who would you say?
In the whole state?
Here in Alaska.
Oh.
Who do you think? How long you been here?
Not very long. I moved here first in 2005.
2005.
No, was it 2005? 2005. No, Lord. 2014.
14. Good.
2015 it was.
15. Good.
It was 10 years ago.
Right around the time I came here. We
Okay.
came here around the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Moved away and then came back.
So you familiar with the scene a little bit? Huh?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Very good. Thank you very much. Give me your best all time two singers of Alaska. Or three
Oh.
of them. You can put yourself in there if you want.
Oh my
Give me
gosh.
three.
Um, my best singers of
So I'm
Alaska.
gonna give you. That's all. I'm not even gonna ask you about the rest because Darla is one of my favorite singers over here. So I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna keep the peaceful and the nice.
I think Nina Spite would be one of my favorite people. I just love how free she is on stage. I love how freely she expresses herself. She's incredibly gifted with improv. Like that's like what I love. That's like a singer stuff. She's got all the sauce, all the things. There's somebody on my mind that I can't name right now,
Yeah.
and it's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Are they new to the scene or they've been doing it?
no. But I would have to say Afe would be she's got to be in that list because she's such a powerhouse. She's such a beautiful soul. And like when she gets up on stage, it's like you just feel like you're sucked in. And when she first performed, I told her, I said, whatever you're saying, I want to hear. It's like she's a storyteller. And I always want to like listen. And then she has her moments where she'll start dancing. It's just so much. She has a magic. She's magical.
Definitely.
So yeah. And I will probably have to say Finester is going to be in that list as well. Yeah. He is like, I would call him like a soul artist. um, he's like a baby, but like he pulls energetically from like, I don't know, like 3 decades ago. Like he feels very energetically like he's been here. And he's an amazing storyteller. I love how genuinely and authentically he shares. Yeah. He's very
that name you was looking for.
I can't think of Dawn would also be a person. She's just she's so herself, and just her way of sharing her gift is so fully self-owned. And I love that.
I was gonna hit you with that name if you didn't mention it.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I didn't want to just like throw out the obvious, you know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
you know.
I give you that. I give you that.
But there's something else, somebody else on my mind I can't think of, but I feel good about what I've said so far. But I can't say I know a ton about the local area like that, unfortunately.
Maybe we need to maybe on the show you do on the channel where we need to invite some of the singers, like the R&B singers, and we do like an R&B live.
Yeah, we can have like a conversation back and forth. I mean, that's like my favorite thing to do with singers.
Yeah. And
Is to
also bring them
harmonize, to
to
play.
the mic and so they
Yeah.
because there's a DJ right here, DJ Alcorich.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. I thought you were about to ask me like my favorite artists. I think
So
before you said you said what my favorite genre, and I was gonna cheat because my thought was it's like occasion based. You know, you know, like on a Sunday, it's Afro beats.
What?
Like when I'm cooking or like when I'm having family time, it might be gospel. You know what I'm saying? Or like on an easy Saturday, it's jazz. You know, and then when I'm in the mood, it's gotta be funk. So it just all depends. I can't even I can't do that. But like I would say some of my favorite artists are as far as like vocalists, Luther Vandross, Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Daryl Coley. Some of my favorite vocalists are just gospel, and that's just that on that because they're like some of the best singers. But Layla Hathaway would have to be on that list. Yeah, those are just some of the people that I can like throw out right now. So yeah.
What about Afrobeats?
In India Ari, she's like one of my faves. Yeah.
Who are you listening to in Afrobeats right now?
Well, I've been following Flavor for a long time. Yemi Alade.
You ain't no new Afrobeat listener.
Huh? No.
I can tell that you've been listening for a while.
Yeah, I love Flavor. He's one of my favorites.
Because Flavor is old school.
Yeah.
Flavor is
he's got some albums too.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Flavor,
he be knocking them out.
Nah, Flavor's our OG. Flavor, I'm gonna wait for your next name.
Well, I said Yemi Alade. Love her.
Yeah. She's still going.
She's incredible.
All that dancing is coming into play with it. That's why kids are so young.
Those are some of my favorites.
What about the newer ones?
Who's the girl who did that song? And she's a big name, but I just can't think. Araya Starr. Arya Starr.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Amare, love her.
Oh my God, we would get along so well.
Yeah. Love her. Love her.
Trumpets in Tibet is one of my favorites.
Okay. Yes. Oh my God.
I love.
The album is like it's magic.
Damn, I wouldn't think you would listen to Amare.
Yeah.
Amare's like how she carry herself in the videos. You watch her videos?
Yeah, a little bit.
You should watch more of her. I like Co-Star.
Okay, yes.
Co-Star.
Yes.
Then we just wow. I wouldn't.
You know, it's funny when you ask me. I would think, oh, I don't know that many, but I do. I know more than I realize. Wow. Yeah.
That's a good name. Who I thought you would have said Tyler. If you start.
Oh no!
Tyler,
yeah, she fake.
If you know Amare,
yes,
because Amare is big, but she's not as big as the
right
other ones like the Arya Stars,
right?
Tio Savage.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's not as big.
Yeah.
But that is wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said Amare. I love Amare. You ain't said Whiskey though. Whiskey is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
You know, Starboy came from Whiskey. You know?
Yeah, there's several. Oh my God, I can't think of his name, but he has a song. No, Mama said, what's the song? It's a song he sang in the song. Mama taught me to be patient, that everything will come in due time.
But Omole?
I think so.
Omole?
I think so.
Yeah. I think I know the God. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know,
yes.
I know. Yeah, Godly.
Yes.
Godly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omole is a good artist.
Yeah.
Then yeah. Okay, you like artists that like sing melody and
I do.
I can tell. I love melody music more than rap music, so I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
You gotta be saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. Now, saying something too, and also have the melodies that are
yes.
like, how the hell did they project the voice that's under that? Because I'm big on like background sounds.
Yes.
Even though I'm not a singer, I'm an imitator.
Yeah, yeah.
With my auto tune, they can't tell me I'm not a singer. Without auto tune, God be with me. But with the auto, everything is corrected. Definitely, man. We did
Oh
about,
my God.
15 minutes, but we did about almost an hour. You see?
Really?
See how that works, Darla?
Okay.
But definitely, we're going to keep that show going on. I think we give them a show where you give them 15 minutes of, like, 15 minutes, probably 15 minutes a week or something like that. Yeah. Motivation, man. Because you got us over here thinking. I remember the segment. It got around.
Oh, here's a little tea. I went to Davi is his name?
Davido?
Yes, Davido. He went to my alma mater.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, not at the same time because he's like a decade younger than me. Wow. But yeah, he went to Oakwood University. That's where I went.
Davido, I'm Team Whiskey, but I like Davido too.
And I will say my university is where Shalea comes from, Stevie Mackey comes from, Take Six comes from, Brian McKnight comes from. It's a very talented school of musical artists. I'm not really proud to say the name Brian McKnight right now, but we'll throw him in there. He's gifted, he's
We'll tell him next show why we're not very proud of him. Next show for Darla gonna tell you why he's not really proud of him.
I'm not talking about him no more. I'm not. His name will never leave my lips again.
You're gonna cut it. You might even cut it.
Right. His brother Claude is good, but
that was Darla, and y'all will see Darla on the show again because she will have her own segment where she give y'all all the meditations. Because people like me, our brain is corrupted, and just this 1 hour I spent with Darla, 50% of my problems have went away. Thank you very much. That's Darla Ranae. Thank you very much. Till next time, y'all see her probably tomorrow or the day after on the show.
Peace.
Thank you very much, Madalascar.